Right now, inside your body, trillions of tiny organisms are making decisions that affect your hunger, your energy, and even your emotions. Not tomorrow, not years from now, right now. What if your cravings, your stress, and even your sadness are not really coming from your brain? What if the real control center is lower, deeper, hidden in your gut? Science now shows that your digestive system is not just breaking down food. It is sending constant signals to your brain. It is shaping your mood. It is influencing how much fat you store. It is even affecting how motivated or tired you feel. You think you control your body, but your gut might control you. Inside your intestines lives a complex ecosystem called the microbiome. It contains trillions of bacteria, viruses, and fungi. These microbes are not passive, they are active. They produce chemicals, they release signals, they communicate directly with your brain through a powerful connection known as the gut-brain axis. Most people do not realize that around 90% of serotonin, the chemical linked to happiness and calmness, is produced in the gut, not the brain. That means your mood may depend less on your thoughts and more on the condition of your digestive system. And it goes even deeper. Certain gut bacteria can influence hunger hormones like ghrelin and leptin. These hormones decide when you feel hungry and when you feel full. If your gut bacteria are out of balance, those signals can become distorted. You may feel hungry even after eating. You may crave sugar without understanding why. You may struggle to lose weight despite trying hard. This is not just about willpower. This is biology. Research also shows that an unhealthy gut can trigger low-grade inflammation throughout the body. That inflammation can travel to the brain and affect focus, memory, and emotional stability. It can increase the risk of anxiety and depression. It can make stress feel stronger and recovery feel slower. At the same time, chronic stress can damage the gut lining and reduce healthy bacteria. This creates a loop. Stress harms the gut. A damaged gut increases stress. The cycle continues quietly. Many people try strict diets, intense workouts, and productivity hacks, yet they ignore the organ system that may be driving their struggles from behind the scenes. The truth is simple but powerful. If your gut is unbalanced, your weight and your mood may also be unbalanced. And here is the part most people do not talk about. Your gut bacteria can adapt quickly to what you feed them. Diets high in processed food and sugar can encourage bacteria that demand more of the same. Those microbes can influence your cravings, pushing you toward the very foods that keep them alive. In contrast, fiber-rich foods and fermented foods can nourish beneficial bacteria that support stable energy, better metabolism, and improved emotional resilience. This is not theory. This is emerging evidence from neuroscience, endocrinology, and microbiology. In this video, you will learn how your gut communicates with your brain every second of the day. You will understand how tiny microbes can influence fat storage and appetite control. You will discover the hidden link between gut health and mood swings. You will see why fixing your gut may unlock weight loss that felt impossible before. And you will learn practical steps that can help rebalance your system naturally. Stay with me until the end because we will connect all the pieces together. By the end of this video, you will see your cravings differently. You will understand your stress differently. You will look at your plate of food differently. Knowledge changes awareness. Awareness changes choices, and choices change results. The body is not random. It follows signals. If we change the signals, we can change the outcome. This is where real transformation begins. Not with extreme restriction, not with guilt, but with understanding. Your gut is not just about digestion. It is a command center. It is a chemical factory. It is a communication hub. When it is healthy, your body feels balanced. When it is disrupted, everything can feel off. Weight gain, low mood, brain fog, constant cravings. These may be messages, not flaws. In the next few minutes, we will uncover how this hidden system works and what you can do about it. Welcome to our channel where we break down complex health science into simple truths you can actually use. If you care about your energy, your mindset, and your long-term health, subscribe now and join us. Your body is always speaking. It's time to start listening. Deep inside your body, below your ribs and behind your stomach, there is a network of nerve cells so complex that many scientists call it the second brain. This system is known as the enteric nervous system. It is built into the walls of your digestive tract. It contains more than 100 million nerve cells. That is more than the spinal cord. These nerves are not just there to move food along. They sense, they respond, they send messages. They operate even when you are not thinking about them. This is where the gut-brain connection begins. Your brain and your gut are in constant communication. Every second, signals travel back and forth. When you feel nervous before an exam and your stomach tightens, that is not random. When you feel butterflies before an important moment, that is not imagination. It is direct communication between two powerful systems. The gut does not wait for instructions from the brain for every action. It has its own reflexes. It can coordinate digestion on its own. It can release enzymes. It can control muscle contractions. It works independently, yet it stays connected. This connection happens largely through a long nerve called the vagus nerve. Think of it as a communication highway. It runs from the brain stem down to the abdomen. Messages travel in both directions. In fact, many of the signals move from the gut to the brain, not the other way around. This means your gut is constantly reporting to your brain about what is happening inside. It reports on nutrients. It reports on inflammation. It reports on stress. And your brain adjusts mood, appetite, and energy based on that information. One of the most surprising facts is about serotonin. Serotonin is often called the happy chemical. It helps regulate mood, sleep, and emotional balance. Many people assume serotonin is produced mainly in the brain, but around 90% of it is actually produced in the gut. Specialized cells in the digestive lining create it. Gut bacteria also influence its production. If your gut environment is balanced, serotonin production is more stable. If your gut is inflamed or disrupted, serotonin signaling can be affected. This may influence how calm or anxious you feel. It may affect how well you sleep. It may shape how resilient you are to stress. The gut is not just digesting food, it is producing chemicals that shape your mental state. Now, consider what else lives in your gut. Trillions of microorganisms form a complex ecosystem called the microbiome. These microbes are mostly bacteria, and they are not just passive passengers. They help break down fiber. They produce vitamins. They train your immune system. They compete with harmful organisms. Each person's microbiome is unique, almost like a fingerprint. Some bacteria are linked with better metabolic health. Others are linked with weight gain. Studies comparing lean individuals and overweight individuals often show different microbial patterns. Certain bacteria are more efficient at extracting calories from food. This means two people can eat the same meal, but their bodies may absorb different amounts of energy depending on their gut bacteria. The microbiome also influences fat storage. It interacts with hormones that regulate metabolism. It affects how sensitive your body is to insulin. When the balance of bacteria shifts towards species that promote inflammation, your body may store more fat, especially around the abdomen. Belly fat is not only about calories, it is also about hormonal signals and inflammatory pathways. Gut bacteria can influence these pathways. They can affect short-chain fatty acids, which are compounds produced when bacteria ferment fiber. These compounds can either support metabolic health or, if imbalanced, contribute to dysfunction. A healthy microbiome tends to produce beneficial compounds that support energy balance. An unhealthy one may push the body toward fat storage. Hunger is not just a mental desire, it is regulated by hormones. Two key hormones are ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin is often called the hunger hormone. It signals that it is time to eat. Leptin signals fullness. The microbiome interacts with both. Certain bacteria can influence ghrelin production, increasing appetite. Others may improve leptin sensitivity, helping you feel satisfied. If the gut is imbalanced, these signals can become distorted. You may eat a full meal yet still feel unsatisfied. You may crave snacks soon after eating. Over time, this can lead to excess calorie intake without clear awareness. It feels like a lack of control, but sometimes it is not lack of willpower. It is microbial influence. Cravings are another area where gut bacteria play a role. Microbes feed on what you eat. If your diet is high in sugar and processed foods, bacteria that thrive on those nutrients multiply. As they grow, they may influence the signals sent to the brain, encouraging you to consume more of the foods they prefer. This does not mean bacteria control you like puppets, but they do influence chemical signaling. They can affect dopamine pathways related to reward. They can shape taste receptor expression. They can shift your desire toward certain foods. Over time, this creates patterns. You reach for sugary snacks more often. You feel strong urges for processed carbohydrates. It feels like habit. It is partly biology. When the microbiome is out of balance, a condition sometimes referred to as dysbiosis, several changes can occur. Inflammation may increase. The gut lining may become more permeable. This is often called a leaky gut. When the lining becomes more permeable, tiny particles that should stay inside the digestive tract can enter the bloodstream. The immune system reacts. Inflammation rises. Chronic low-grade inflammation is linked with insulin resistance, metabolic slowdown, and weight gain. It can also interfere with normal signaling between the gut and brain. This may contribute to increased hunger and reduced energy expenditure. The body becomes more efficient at storing fat and less efficient at burning it. Slower metabolism is not always about age. It can be influenced by hormonal signals shaped by gut health. Thyroid function, insulin sensitivity, and stress hormones all interact with the microbiome. When gut bacteria are balanced, they can support efficient energy use. When they are disrupted, metabolic processes may slow. Fat accumulation around the waist can increase. Energy levels may drop. Exercise may feel harder. Recovery may take longer. Again, it may look like laziness from the outside, but internally, signals are misaligned. The connection between gut health and mood is just as powerful. Inflammation is a key link. When the gut is inflamed, inflammatory molecules can enter the bloodstream and reach the brain. The brain is sensitive to inflammation. It can alter neurotransmitter production. It can affect neuroplasticity. It can influence how you perceive stress. Higher levels of inflammation are associated with increased risk of anxiety and depression. The gut, through immune signaling, plays a role in this process. If beneficial bacteria are reduced and harmful bacteria increase, inflammation tends to rise. This can affect mood stability. Serotonin production in the gut does not just stay in the digestive tract. While serotonin itself does not easily cross into the brain, the processes that regulate its production influence overall neurotransmitter balance. Gut bacteria can also affect the availability of tryptophan, the amino acid needed to produce serotonin. If inflammation is high, tryptophan may be diverted into other pathways. This can reduce serotonin synthesis in the brain. Low serotonin levels are linked with low mood, irritability, and poor sleep. The gut indirectly shapes these pathways. Brain fog is another symptom linked to gut imbalance. When inflammatory molecules circulate, they can affect cognitive clarity. You may struggle to concentrate. You may feel mentally slow. This is not just psychological, it is biochemical. The gut communicates its state to the brain. If the message is stress and inflammation, the brain responds accordingly. Energy shifts toward dealing with perceived threat rather than higher level thinking. Mood may decline. Motivation may drop. Stress itself directly affects the gut. When you experience stress, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline. Blood flow shifts away from digestion toward muscles. Digestive secretions may decrease. Gut motility may change. If stress becomes chronic, it can alter the composition of gut bacteria. It can weaken the gut lining. It can reduce beneficial species. A stressed brain changes the gut environment. Then a damaged gut sends distress signals back to the brain. Anxiety may increase. Sleep may worsen. This creates a vicious loop. Stress damages the gut. A damaged gut increases stress. The cycle reinforces itself. Breaking this loop requires understanding that weight, cravings, and mood are deeply connected to gut health. The gut is not a simple tube for food, it is an active, intelligent system. It senses nutrients, it responds to emotions, it houses a microbial community that influences hormones and inflammation. It produces key neurotransmitters. It communicates constantly with the brain through the vagus nerve and chemical messengers. Every meal feeds not only you, but also trillions of microbes. Every stressful day shifts internal balance. Every night of poor sleep alters microbial diversity. The signals add up. Over weeks and months, they shape how you feel and how your body stores energy. When you understand that the gut talks to the brain constantly, you begin to see patterns differently. A sudden craving may reflect microbial shifts. Persistent low mood may reflect inflammatory signaling. Difficulty losing belly fat may reflect hormonal distortion influenced by gut imbalance. The system is complex, yet the principle is simple. The gut and brain are partners. When one struggles, the other feels it. When one heals, the other benefits. The second brain in your abdomen is not silent. It is active every moment, shaping appetite, metabolism, and emotion through networks of nerves, hormones, microbes, and immune signals that operate beneath awareness but influence daily life in powerful ways. Your body gives signals before bigger problems appear. The signs are often quiet, easy to ignore, easy to blame on a busy schedule or getting older. But when your gut is out of balance, small patterns begin to repeat. One of the first signs is constant cravings, not normal hunger, not eating because it is mealtime. This is different. You eat and soon after you want something sweet. You finish dinner and you still search for snacks. Your stomach feels full, but your mind keeps asking for more. These cravings can feel intense, almost urgent, especially for sugar, bread, fried food, or packaged snacks. This can happen when certain bacteria in the gut multiply and start demanding the foods they thrive on. The more sugar you eat, the more sugar-loving microbes grow. The stronger the cravings become. It turns into a cycle that feels hard to break. Another common sign is bloating. Your stomach feels tight, swollen, uncomfortable, sometimes even painful. You may look more bloated at night than in the morning. Jeans feel tighter by the end of the day. Gas increases. Digestion feels slow. This can happen when harmful bacteria produce excess gas during fermentation. It can also happen when the gut lining becomes irritated. Food is not broken down properly. The balance between good and bad bacteria shifts. Your digestive system struggles to process even normal meals. Bloating becomes frequent instead of occasional. Mood swings can also be linked to gut imbalance. You feel fine one moment, irritated the next. Small problems feel bigger than they should. Patience becomes thinner. Anxiety may increase without a clear reason. Since the gut produces most of the body's serotonin and communicates constantly with the brain, any disruption can influence emotional balance. Inflammation in the gut can affect neurotransmitters. Stress signals may increase. You may notice that your mood drops after heavy meals or high-sugar foods. That pattern is not random. Low energy is another sign. You sleep, but you wake up tired. You rely on caffeine to function. By afternoon, your body feels heavy. Your mind feels foggy. When the gut is inflamed or unbalanced, nutrients may not be absorbed properly. Vitamins and minerals that support energy production may not enter the bloodstream efficiently. Inflammation itself drains energy. The immune system works harder. The body feels slower. Simple tasks feel harder. Difficulty losing weight is often one of the most frustrating signs. You try dieting, you reduce calories, you exercise more, yet the scale barely moves, or it moves and then stops. Especially around the belly, gut bacteria influence metabolism, hunger hormones, and fat storage. If the internal signals are not balanced, weight loss becomes more difficult than it should be. It feels unfair. It feels confusing, but it may not be a failure of effort. It may be a signal that the gut environment needs attention. Now, consider what damages the gut in the first place. The modern lifestyle is not gentle on this system. Processed foods are one major factor. These foods are often low in fiber and high in artificial additives. They lack the nutrients that beneficial bacteria need. Instead, they feed microbes that thrive on simple carbohydrates and chemicals. Over time, diversity in the microbiome decreases. Fewer types of bacteria survive. Balance shifts. Excess sugar is another problem. Sugar feeds certain bacteria and yeast. When consumed frequently, it encourages overgrowth of microbes that promote inflammation. Blood sugar spikes also stress the body. Insulin levels rise and fall quickly. This can disrupt hormonal balance and affect gut function. The more sugar consumed, the more imbalance grows. Chronic stress quietly harms the gut. Stress hormones change digestion. They reduce blood flow to the intestines. They can weaken the gut lining. They alter the composition of bacteria. When stress becomes constant, the gut remains in a defensive state. Inflammation increases. Beneficial bacteria may decrease. The system becomes more sensitive. Lack of sleep adds to the damage. Sleep is when the body repairs itself. It regulates hormones. It supports immune balance. Poor sleep disrupts cortisol levels. It affects hunger hormones like ghrelin and leptin. It can also shift the microbiome. Even a few nights of poor sleep can influence insulin sensitivity and appetite. Over time, this adds strain to the gut. Overuse of antibiotics can strongly impact gut health. Antibiotics kill harmful bacteria, but they also kill beneficial ones. Sometimes they are necessary, but repeated or unnecessary use can reduce microbial diversity. It may take months for the microbiome to recover. In some cases, certain species never fully return. This creates space for imbalance. The good news is that the gut is adaptable. It responds to change. Rebalancing it does not require extreme steps. It requires steady habits. Fiber-rich foods are one of the most powerful tools. Vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains. Fiber feeds beneficial bacteria. When bacteria ferment fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation and support the gut lining. Increasing fiber slowly helps prevent discomfort. Consistency matters more than speed. Fermented foods can also support balance. Yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi. These foods contain beneficial bacteria that may help restore diversity. Small portions regularly can make a difference. They support microbial competition, allowing helpful strains to grow stronger. Reducing sugar is essential. Not eliminating all sweetness overnight, but gradually lowering intake. Replacing sugary drinks with water. Choosing whole fruits instead of processed desserts. Reading labels. Cutting back step by step. As sugar intake decreases, sugar-loving bacteria reduce. Cravings may lessen over time. Sleep must become a priority. Aim for regular sleep hours. Reduce screen exposure before bed. Create a simple night routine. Quality sleep helps regulate stress hormones and hunger signals. It supports microbial balance. Even small improvements in sleep can improve digestion and mood. Stress control is equally important. Deep breathing, walking outside, short breaks during work, simple relaxation practices. The goal is not to remove stress completely. That is not realistic. The goal is to lower chronic stress levels. When stress decreases, the gut environment becomes more stable. Hydration supports digestion. Drinking enough water helps fiber move smoothly through the intestines. It supports nutrient absorption. It reduces constipation and discomfort. Physical movement also helps. Regular moderate exercise improves gut diversity. It supports metabolic health. It reduces inflammation. It does not need to be extreme. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. Most important is consistency over quick fixes. The microbiome does not change overnight. It responds to daily patterns. Crash diets may disrupt it further. Extreme restrictions may increase stress. Slow, steady changes build a stronger foundation. One healthy meal does not fix everything. One unhealthy meal does not destroy everything. Patterns matter. As these habits repeat, signals begin to shift. Cravings may become weaker, energy may feel steadier, mood may feel more stable, digestion may become smoother, the belly may feel less inflamed, hormones may regulate more effectively. These changes happen gradually. The gut adapts to what it is fed and how it is treated. Each choice sends a message. Over time, those messages reshape the internal environment. The system begins to move toward balance again. After understanding all this, one truth becomes clear. Your body is not broken. It is not working against you. It is responding to signals. If you have struggled with weight gain, constant cravings, low mood, or low energy, it does not automatically mean you are lazy or weak. It may simply mean your internal system is out of balance. And most of that balance begins in the gut. The gut is not a small detail in your health. It is a central control system. When it becomes inflamed, when beneficial bacteria decrease, when harmful microbes grow, the signals that control hunger, fat storage, and emotions begin to shift. The body adapts to that environment. It stores more, it craves more, it feels more stressed. But adaptation is not damage. Adaptation means the system can change again. If the gut is supported, weight regulation often becomes easier. Hunger hormones begin to stabilize. Cravings slowly reduce. Insulin sensitivity can improve. The body may stop holding on to excess belly fat as tightly as before. Energy production becomes more efficient when inflammation decreases and nutrients are absorbed properly. Movement feels less exhausting. Recovery becomes smoother. These changes do not happen because of extreme restriction. They happen because the internal signals begin to align. Mood can improve in the same way. When inflammation drops, the brain functions more clearly. When gut bacteria support healthy serotonin pathways, emotional balance becomes steadier. Anxiety may feel less intense, irritability may decrease, sleep may improve. A calmer gut can support a calmer mind. The communication between the gut and brain becomes less chaotic and more stable. That stability influences how you think, how you feel, and how you respond to stress. Repairing the gut does not mean chasing perfection. It means reducing what harms it and increasing what supports it. It means feeding beneficial bacteria consistently. It means protecting sleep. It means managing stress in realistic ways. It means understanding that healing is gradual. The body is designed to move toward balance when given the right conditions. Weight improvement and mood improvement are often side effects of restoring internal harmony. When the gut environment shifts in a healthier direction, the rest of the body follows. Signals change. Hormones adjust. Inflammation lowers. Energy stabilizes. The system begins to work with you instead of feeling like it works against you. Everything we talked about today leads to one powerful truth. When you heal your gut, you don't just change your digestion, you change your life. You change the way your body stores fat. You change the way your brain handles stress. You change your cravings, your energy, your focus, your mood. The gut is not a small part of your health story. It is the foundation. And when the foundation becomes stronger, everything built on it becomes stronger too. Weight loss stops feeling like a constant battle. Emotional balance stops feeling out of reach. Your body begins to respond the way it was designed to respond. This is not about quick fixes. It is about rebuilding from the inside. And the most exciting part is this: small daily changes can create powerful internal shifts. You do not need extreme diets. You do not need complicated routines. You need the right strategy, done consistently. In the next video, we will break down the exact daily routine to rebuild your gut naturally. Simple steps, clear structure, practical habits you can actually follow. If you are serious about improving your weight, your mood, and your long-term health, you do not want to miss that. If this video opened your eyes, take 1 second right now. Like this video so more people can learn about the gut-brain connection. Subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next guide. And share this with someone who struggles with weight gain, low energy, or mood swings. It might be the information they have been missing.